Welcome to PROFITIZE training video. In this video, you will learn how to manually enter marketing and advertisement expenses in PROFITIZE. Marketing and advertisement services can be either produced internally or procured from an external service provider. Internally produced marketing and advertising expenses include salaries and employee benefits for internal marketing and advertising staff, or costs of materials used to produce advertising materials in-house, for example, for brochures, flyers, etc., or depreciation of equipment used to create advertising materials internally, or costs associated with planning and designing advertising campaigns internally, or expenses for internal market research and analysis. On the other hand, externally procured marketing and advertising expenses can include fees paid to external advertising agencies or marketing consultants, or costs of purchasing advertising space or time, for example, TV, radio, print, online ads, or expenses for externally produced marketing materials like brochures, catalogs, flyers, or costs of promotional items purchased from external suppliers, for example, branded merchandise, or fees for external market research services, or costs of sponsorships and event marketing managed by external parties. Click on the Transactions tab. Click on the Add Transaction button. Click on the Buy button. Click on the Services button. Click on the Marketing and Advertisement button. Click on the Receive Service button if already received this service. Otherwise, click on the Receive Service Later button. Click on the Not Paid button if you did not pay in advance for the marketing and advertisement service. Otherwise, click on the Fully Paid button or the Partially Paid button, as appropriate. In this example, let's click on the Not Paid button. Click on the Partially Paid button if you paid partially upon receiving the marketing and advertisement service. Otherwise, click on the Fully Paid button or the Not Paid button, as appropriate. In this example, let's click on the Partially Paid button. Click on the Trade Credit button if you received a trade credit from the service provider. Otherwise, click on the Installment Purchase button. In this example, let's click on the Trade Credit button. Now that you have successfully answered all category questions regarding the transaction related to marketing and advertisement expense, you will need to start entering other details of your transaction in the input fields. Note that input fields with asterisks are required fields, where you must enter data. Required input fields are followed by optional input fields, where you should enter as much data as possible. Click on the calendar icon. Click on the date, July 5th, for example, in the calendar to select it as the date service received. Click on the VAT amount required input field, and enter, or select from the searchable drop-down list, 15, for example. Click on the Next button to move to the next screen. Click on the amount you paid on delivery required input field, and enter, or select from the searchable drop-down list, 30, for example. Click on the amount including VAT required input field, and enter, or select from the searchable drop-down list, 115, for example. Click on the Next button to move to the next screen. Click on the % of cost allocated to production required input field, and enter, or select from the searchable drop-down list, 0. Click on the Supplier business name required input field, and enter, or select from the searchable drop-down list, Supplier Limited B, for example. Click on the Next button to move to the next screen. Click on the calendar icon to open the date picker to select the accounts payable due date, meaning the day on which you are required to pay your service provider. Click the right arrow in the date picker to navigate to August 2024, for example. Click on August 5, 2024, for example, in the date picker to set the accounts payable due date. Note that you received the service on July 5, 2024. Click on the Supplier BIN or VAT number optional input field, and enter, or select from the searchable drop-down list, the supplier's BIN or VAT number, for example, this 9-digit number. Click on the Next button to move to the next screen. Continue to enter data in the required input fields and optional input fields, and, finally, click on the Finish button. In this video, you learn how to manually enter marketing and advertisement expenses in PROFITIZE. For more training videos, visit PROFITIZE YouTube channel.